Two apps just quietly grabbed a third of the internet. ChatGPT hit 1 billion users. Gemini hit 1 billion users. Same month. Nobody in the small business world is acting like it happened. If you run a business, your SEO agency is about to send another retainer invoice for ranking you on a page 1 billion people have stopped opening. I sat with the numbers for an hour last night. The move is obvious. It costs nothing. And there's a 2-week window before every agency figures out how to sell it back for 20 grand a month. I'm Stewart, I run SEO Jesus, and I turn AI news into what business owners should actually do this week. Here's what I want you to walk away with. 1. The real number, because 1 billion means different things depending on who's counting. 2. Where the traffic actually went and who quietly caught it. 3. The 15-minute test anyone with a phone can run this week. 4. The 2 changes to a website that get a brand named inside the answer instead of buried on page 1 of a search nobody runs anymore. Stick around for the last part. It's the one that pays for this whole video. Here's what happened. Google CEO Sundar Pichai went on X and announced Gemini hit 1 billion monthly users. Fastest growing product Google's ever launched, and the 14th Google product to cross 1 billion. Google threw itself a party about it. Same week, OpenAI buried the exact same number in a blog post about how people use AI. No fanfare. 1 line, 4 paragraphs down. Their spokespersons later clarified ChatGPT crossed 1 billion monthly users a while back and hit 1 billion weekly in July. Combined, ChatGPT and Gemini now touch roughly a third of every human on the internet, every month. Around 5.5 billion people are online. About 2 billion of them are asking a chatbot before they open a browser. 2 things before I show you the move. Subscribe because there's a 2-week window on this, and the next video is the exact prompt stack I use to audit which chatbots cite your brand and which cite your competitors. And join the Church of SEO Jesus, my free school community. Link in the description and pinned below. Inside is the citation audit prompt pack, the checklist, and the move first workflows from every one of these videos. Free. Now back to it. The gap between how these 2 companies announced the same milestone is the whole story. Google is celebrating because it's finally catching up. OpenAI is quiet because it's already thinking about what comes next. And what comes next for OpenAI is monetization, which means paid citation ads inside answers coming before the end of the year. I want you to watch this next part because it took 90 seconds, it cost about 1 cent in API calls, and it explains where the money is moving. I opened a chatbot and asked it the exact question a coaching client would ask before buying a CRM. No hedging in the prompt, under 70 words. Name specific products. Watch what comes back. Prompt 1. What CRM should a solo consultant running a 6-figure coaching business pick in 2026? Under 70 words. Name specific products. Answer comes back in 20 seconds. 185 output tokens. Pipedrive if the pipeline is enrollment calls. HubSpot free tier because it genuinely runs a 6-figure practice. Paperbell because it merges CRM, scheduling, contracts and payments into one product. Notion as a backup. 4 specific brands, 1 reason each. If a business sells CRM tools to coaches and its brand is not on that list, that customer is gone. They didn't Google, they didn't scroll, they asked, they got named brands, they will pick one. The funnel never even had a chance to touch them. Prompt 2. Best email marketing tool for a coach with 500 subscribers. ConvertKit, now called Kit because it's free up to 10,000 subscribers. MailerLite as the cheap upgrade. Beehive for growth features. System.io as the all-in-one, same shape, named brands, no blog posts. No 10 blue links, just answers, ranked with reasons. Now watch this. I paste both answers back and ask the model to extract every brand it just cited. 1 list, 11 names across 2 questions. Pipedrive, HubSpot, Paperbell, Calendly, Stripe, Notion, ConvertKit, Kit, MailerLite, Beehive, System.io. That list is the new page 1 of Google. If a brand is on it, that brand wins. If it isn't, it doesn't exist in that buyer's decision. And nothing about that list came from the SEO an agency has been billing for. Here's the part nobody's telling business owners yet. ChatGPT is bigger, but Gemini is closing fast. Gemini went from 750 million monthly users in February to 1 billion by August, 6 months. Google is spending the phone in a customer's pocket to win the race. 90% of Gemini users are on Android because Android preloads it. Not preference, distribution. The buyer doesn't care why they're asking Gemini, they just are. And if a business is only optimizing for the ChatGPT answer, it's missing the half of the market Google just captured in 6 months. Meanwhile, ChatGPT's growth slowed, 900 million weekly in February to 1 billion weekly in July. 11% growth over 5 months. The land grab is over. What comes next is the monetization phase. Paid citation ads inside answers, sponsored brand mentions, prompt level advertising. The window right now is maybe 2 weeks, maybe a month, before some large agency figures out how to game it and charges $20,000 a month to do it. Right now the citation game is earned. A brand gets named because the model saw the page, understood what it sells, and decided it deserved a spot in the answer. Won't last long. The moment OpenAI or Google turns on the ad tap, competitors will be bidding to appear in a chatbot answer the same way they bid on Google keywords now. Except with worse targeting and higher minimums, because that's how new ad networks always launch. The cheapest customer acquisition play in 10 years is sitting on the table this week. Here is the 15-minute test. And this one is for you, no business required. Open ChatGPT and Gemini right now on your phone. Think of the last thing you Googled before buying something. A tool, a service, a hotel, a coffee grinder. Ask each chatbot that same question. Count the brands that come back. Now you've seen how the new shelf works. Whichever names came up won that purchase, and nothing you did on Google had any say in it. If you run a business, run the test one more time with the question your best customer asks before buying. Count how many times your brand gets named. Count how many times your competitor gets named. Write both numbers down. The proof, not me telling you. If a brand's not in there, that's this week's work. If a competitor is in there and yours isn't, that's today. So what do you actually change on a website to get inside the answer? 2 things, and I mean 2. 1. Take the top 10 questions the best customer asks before buying. Not keywords, questions. The full sentence they'd type into ChatGPT. Write 1 page per question that answers it directly in the first paragraph. Named brands, real numbers, specific recommendations, the way a friend would answer over coffee. The model reads answer-shaped pages and cites them. It ignores pages built for Google. 2. Get named on other people's pages. Comparison posts, best of lists, industry roundups, podcast show notes. Any page a human editor put your name on with a reason attached. When ChatGPT is picking who to name, it triangulates across sources. If a brand appears on 10 independent pages as a serious option for a specific buyer, the model treats it as a real answer. If it only appears on its own site, the model treats it as marketing. The whole game. Answer-shaped pages on the site and named brand presence on other people's sites. Here's the part nobody's saying out loud. Both of those are cheaper than what most agencies charge. A one-person virtual assistant can write those 10 pages in a week. Getting on 10 comparison pages costs the same as 1 month of link building. And the pages don't decay when Google updates its algorithm because Google isn't the judge anymore. You can measure it. Every Monday, run the same prompts against ChatGPT and Gemini. Count the citations. If a name shows up more times than it did last week, the work is compounding. If it doesn't, you know before you've spent another month of retainer on a channel that stopped paying. 2 billion monthly interactions are getting routed through answers most brands are currently not inside. 2 billion every month. The businesses that move on this in August own their category on the new shelf. The ones who wait are the ones who watched Google eat the yellow pages, watched Amazon eat retail, watched TikTok eat cable, and thought this one wouldn't happen to them. It's happening. The citation audit prompt pack, the 10-question template, and the fixed list format all live inside the Church of SEO Jesus, link below. I'm shooting the citation audit walkthrough next. The exact prompts I run against 6 chatbots to find where a brand ranks in every buyer question, and the fixed list to send a team on Monday. Watch that one now, top corner, and I'll see you inside.